Hey guys, Shawn Ray here for Muscular Development Unleashed. I'm here in Laguna Beach, and I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about some of the things going on in our industry. A lot of infighting, a lot of contradictions about whether or not gurus are good for the sport of bodybuilding, whether or not diuretics is the death of bodybuilding. I got to talk to you guys a little bit about where I come from. Back when I was competing, they had trainers. They came by a different name. They weren't gurus. They had trainers, like Charles Glass was a trainer. Several other individuals, Rick Valente was out there training athletes. And somewhere towards the end of the 90s, or I should say the middle of the 90s, we had guys coming in that were not actually taking the bodybuilders and going into the gyms. They were actually just advising the bodybuilders over the phone and at the last minute in their hotel rooms about the things that they were putting in their bodies. Now, whether that's good or bad, I can't stand in judgment of it. But I do know that a lot of the bodybuilders of that era have gone on to have complications, issues, and even death as a result, or maybe even a contributing factor from some of those gurus' input. The one thing that I do know is that the trainers of my time never actually were involved with a mishap with an athlete. When you're a trainer and you're putting someone through a workout, lifting weights and showing them how to do it, and giving them advice on what kind of food products that they should put in their body, that's one thing. But when you have the gurus of today, with no medical license behind their name, no degree, no education, yet they've worked or been affiliated with a high top class athlete, maybe they knew a bodybuilder that they gave some advice to, there's absolutely no way in hell that you can get somebody like Dorian Yates to log on with a guy that is giving advice on the chemical and pharmacology aspect of professional bodybuilding. Now, that being said, what should happen? I think what should happen is the bodybuilders as grown adults can make their own decisions about what they put in their body, granted. But when they seek out the advice of a guru, and the guru is the one advising them on diuretics or chemicals that are going to enhance their look, if something goes south with that bodybuilder, that guru is part of that process. You can't wash your hands and say, hey, maybe the athlete didn't listen to the guru. Maybe the athlete took more than what I recommended. No. Everybody's responsible for the failure of the athlete that is not able to finish the race, that's not able to finish the contest. If an athlete is sick, if an athlete gets injured, if an athlete continues to take the advice of a guru who's not telling them how to train, who's not teaching them how to train, but in other words is giving them advice on what to put in their bodies, those gurus need to be held to account the same way the athlete is. If the athlete wins, the guru takes the credit. If the athlete gets sick or doesn't place as well, the guru says, hey, he was listening to too many people. I just don't like the idea that a guru can wash their hands of a failed attempt at a champion bodybuilder doing well. Are all gurus bad for the sport of bodybuilding? In my opinion, it's not a question of whether a guru is good or bad. It's a question of, are they qualified? And I don't think for 2 seconds that a guy that happens to become a friend that gives advice on what things a professional bodybuilder or even an amateur bodybuilder should put in their body qualifies as a guru. There's no educational degree, once again. So you don't go to the guy that changes the oil in your car and ask him to remove a cavity in your mouth. Okay, so I just think that a guru needs to have some accountability. That's my axe to grind. There's zero accountability for the failure of the athlete dealing with a guru, and the guru winds up gaining other athletes as a result of the success from an athlete that does well. Do we have freedom of choice? Absolutely we do. Do I have to like it? Absolutely not. So my advice to the young guys coming up, learn your body first. Learn how it works, learn what to put in it, learn the pros and cons of the discipline of training and dieting. And if you need the help beyond that, make sure you get somebody that's qualified to give you pharmacology advice or medical advice, because a guru is not a psychologist and he's not a doctor. So if you treat your guru in such a way, you can wind up dead. For musculardevelopment.com, I'm Shawn Ray.